Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Let me clear out some of this stuff. We're back at work on our course platform here. I've done quite a bit over the past week or so since I last streamed. I think it's been a couple days actually, 4 days or so. Sir Waffles, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So today I've been working on an admin dashboard, essentially like my own CMS. And yeah, I'm gonna be working on that today. So let's see here. Hi, Late. How are you? I saw your message earlier. You said that you were too early, but actually you're late. Get it? I think this is the earliest stream I've ever done, to be honest. So I'm probably going to catch people that haven't got to catch a stream. It's a holiday here in the US, so yeah, so I've implemented some pretty cool stuff. So I actually have my own Markdown / rich text editor in this admin panel that I built out. So I can write my own custom Markdown. And then it saves it as either HTML or JSON. And it is called TipTap, I believe. Yeah, it's a headless, what you see is what you get editor. It's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to set up too. But one thing right now is my current front end of the app. It's probably broken. Yeah, it's broken because I've changed a bunch of APIs, but I'm using MD-Specs to compile the Markdown on the server. So what I'm gonna have to do is, well, first things first, let me install the, what is that called? Dark Reader extension. Okay, cool. So this is actually a really cool little plugin here. And it makes things like Zod's documentation not so painful to look at. Let me show this here. Boom. Let me take off pesticide. So now we have dark mode. Yeah, so I'm using MD-Specs on the front end or on the server side to render the front end courses. And what I want to do, the reason I want to keep using MD-Specs is because they're going to take care of a lot of things for me, like syntax highlighting, auto linking headers, or auto anchor tagging headers. There's a lot of cool things that I can use with Remark. I think there's a few other things, and maybe I don't need MD-Specs. Maybe I don't need that. Maybe I can use something like this, like Remark. But either way, whatever I decide to use, I'm going to have to convert the HTML, either the raw HTML that TipTap outputs into Markdown. It would be nice if I could just straight up do everything myself, but I just think it's going to be too much extra work. But we'll see what the load is between. I'm going to use a library called Turndown, not Turndown Service. This is an HTML to Markdown converter, which it sounds counterintuitive. We're writing it in Markdown. We're gonna output it in HTML, save it in our database as HTML, bring it into our app server side, convert it to Markdown, and then render it as HTML. So I haven't decided if this is gonna be ideal yet or not. From a performance perspective, but I just really want to use a lot of the automated things. Because the problem is that right now, TipTap doesn't allow you to export it as Markdown. Yeah, Baba, I'm not sure if I'm going to use Svelte components in the Markdown content just because of the fact that when I'm editing them here, I'll have to look into that. I know that I can do that. And I've actually seen some ways that I can do my own custom stuff too. There's also, I think it's called Markdown Svelte or something. Svelte Markdown. This one's also good and allows you to do some pretty cool custom transformations and stuff. I'm just not sure about it yet. So let's see here. Yeah, this is really cool though. I need to actually make this a bit smaller because right now, that is, I think actually the editor is what I need to change. I'm using Prose Large. It might be just too big. Yeah, that looks a bit better. It'd be cool to get syntax highlighting in here too. I'm pretty sure I could. I would just have to get the... Yeah, Timmy, this is the first part of the series. I kind of set up basically the initial structure of the front end. But I ran into some issues and I basically need a way to manage my stuff. And none of the CMSs work the way that I want them to work. They're either too much or they're not compatible with the database I want to use, or they want to own my database. So yeah, I'm making my own. It's gonna be pretty simple. And I got to figure out how to like organize everything and display everything. But right now I'm just kind of throwing stuff on the page and eventually I'll fix it up. But I'll also manage like my own blog and stuff with this too. So I already have that kind of set up here. I'm not using GitHub Markdown. I'm writing it like this. If I want to make a new lesson or a new article, this is what it would be. My new lesson. Introduction. This is an introduction, yada, 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 yada. I can do code. And then I'm storing this in my database and then I'm bringing it back into my app. And this would actually bring me to another page, but we'll figure that here in just a second. So what I want to do is work on getting that stuff transformed on the client side or server side, but on my front end app. I kind of have like two apps inside of this one app. I have my admin stuff and then I have my other stuff. And I actually haven't touched my main stuff in so long that I kind of forgot how to do this, or forgot what it looks like over here. Okay, so this hasn't been migrated to tRPC. So for this one, I'm getting it by the course slug. Okay, so get by slug, I have this procedure set up already. What am I doing there? Get by slug. That should be good there. Now we'll have the course, and I forgot what I'm even doing with this. Equals data. Modules don't have a slug, so yeah, my whole linking system on the front is gonna be messed up. But it's okay. Okay, so courses is the one that's bad. So courses, this page. So I need to update the route for list. Which I actually don't think I need to even update the route. I think I have it right there. Let me know if my mic sounds weird or anything. I'll try to fix it. Courses.list. Not to me? Okay, awesome. You're gonna hear police probably because I live in the city. I'll try to mute up. Cool, yeah, I have a mic monitor on so I can hear myself, and sometimes it sounds a little bit fuzzy or something, but it could just be my cheap aux cable I'm using here. Okay, so this should render it should get all the courses. Each data.courses as course. So this should work. Okay, so we have one course here, which is great. I haven't really got a good way to display these just yet. But when you go to this is welcome to whatever course this is. And then I'm probably going to render out, honestly, all of the lessons and modules. So actually, I think I need to update this route. Okay, so now I can just do each course.modules as module. And that might not actually be reactive. And this should be fine here. Module does not have a slug, so we're actually not going to go anywhere with this. We're just going to put a p tag here with the lesson title. And then we also have lessons that don't have to be assigned to a module necessarily. So right now we have one lesson. Module, and then we'll have right now I'm trying to get the data on the page. So we have the module for introduction, which has the lesson welcome. The other ones don't have lessons, and that's because some of these lessons aren't assigned to a module just yet. Can you talk about your reasoning for creating your own site? I think in my field, so the way I look at it is like, and the whole purpose of me creating this platform is to be able to create courses that wouldn't necessarily do well on YouTube just due to their depth and detail. YouTube favors like short, quick, you know, high retention videos, right? And a lot of times it's hard to get a 45-minute video to have high retention, right? It could have, you know, 15 minutes of retention, which is still quite a bit of time compared to the average video that may get, you know, an 8-minute video may only average 6 minutes of watch time or 6 minutes of retention. But YouTube still views that as like only a few, 15%, whatever percentage that is, retention. And if I'm going to try to teach these things, I feel like it makes more sense to build it myself. On top of that, their fees are ridiculous. Udemy, I would never work with Udemy ever. They are the worst course platform to work with from from an instructor's perspective. Basically, if they refer, I'm pretty sure I looked it's pretty bad. It's like they take like insane. If they bring them to you, so if the person doesn't purchase the course through your own referral link, you get like nothing essentially. At least when I checked it like last year or something. So look at this. Instructors receive 97% of the revenue when the students purchase content using their coupon or referral link. If they do not occur through an instructor promotion, only 37% goes to the instructors. Tell me that's not insane. Like someone's literally choosing to buy a course, right? I get it with ad revenue and stuff, 50%, 60% makes sense, but literally a course that someone made, if you just so happen to not go through that creator's link, they're only gonna get 37%. And usually it's like Udemy runs sales on stuff for like $5. So on every course sale, you're making what, $1.50, $2 max? So if you're buying Udemy courses, make sure you're always going through your whoever's course it is link in their description, because here it does make a big difference. That's a pretty substantial difference there. Yeah, Udemy is predatory. Yeah, I'm not sure actually, Sir Waffles, but I would still, if you actually want to support the person that's making them, potentially, Timmy, but honestly, like in my opinion, if you're getting a direct sale, then you might as well just not even host it on Udemy, other than just like abstracting away the complexity of having your own platform, which for some people is okay. But I'm making like full stack development content. So if I can't even make a course platform for myself, then I don't know if you should, take any of my courses. And the cool thing is too, is I'm learning a lot right now as well. So a lot about Stripe, subscriptions, different databases, holes to get yourself into that are hard to get out. I'm learning some lessons. But yeah, I would say most of the course purchases are probably not direct instructor. I would say that a lot of the times people will know that this person has a course. Like I know Brad Traversy has courses. Like if I've already purchased something from before, I'm like, oh, what is that course called again? Let me see. And then let's just say my buddy asked me, or one of my friends said, hey, what course would you recommend? I'm like, okay, I took this course a while ago. Here you go. Get this course. It's only $20 right now. Guess what? He just made $3 from this or something. Or $5, whatever. I can't do math right now that quick. But yeah, the discoverability though, like being able to see here, and plus I just don't know. I think it's better just to own it. I think you also have exclusivity. Maybe not. But I think with one of these platforms, maybe Skillshare, one of them, they have like exclusivity clauses where you can't have your content on another platform. I wonder what Teachable is actually. I took some AWS courses that I've in the past through, I think his name's Adrian. Phenomenal courses though. What is this? I guess this isn't terrible, to be honest. If you're getting like a substantial amount of sales or your course is expensive, to justify this cost compared to like how much 5% of your course would cost and how many is being bought every month, I guess this isn't unreasonable. But I'm pretty sure they like, you have to like use their weird landing page builder and your page just looks like one of those scam courses you see on YouTube ads. Yeah, I'm just doing it for fun too. Just to learn, and I thought it'd be interesting because it's kind of the whole scope. My admin panel is not going to be anything crazy, but it'll suffice for my needs. So right now I have modules and lessons, and for my database schema, I've been kind of going back and forth on whether or not I'm going to keep modules here as like it's, right now I have it as this thing because like technically it doesn't need a sort order. I'm really torn about how to handle this, but I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, my personal reasoning is probably the same as his, that I can do it myself and I'm not in a big rush to get, like, it's going to take me time to build out the content for the courses. And I think you just have more control. I can do more with it. I don't know. It just seems fitting to me. Like if I was watching, and no offense to anybody who's hosting courses anywhere else, but if I'm watching someone that's supposed to be teaching me full stack development and they didn't even have they didn't even care enough to put the effort into developing their own site. I don't know. I just feel like that's just a personal preference. It's a personal thing for me. Yeah, I mean, I could even make a course on how to build this exact platform. So, and it'll all be open source too, so anybody can go and see and roast my code. Yeah, I've been debating about modules though, because technically it's really just like a tag. Well, it's not a tag, but it's technically like a tag. It doesn't really have any real purpose other than organizing the content, organizing the lessons, or grouping the lessons into different sections. And then being able to track like module completion percentage based on the lessons within that module. So, okay, I want to be able to show, hey, you're 50% done with this module because you've have X amount of lessons done out of Y amount of lessons. But it's slightly a pain because, and I've not required the module to be a part of the lesson. Just because I think that for me, it's too hard for me to like figure out what modules I'm going to have. I'd rather just do all the lessons and then organize them into modules later. So I think I may make it like a requirement before I publish it. Hey, thanks, Timmy. I appreciate that. You have a good day as well. Yeah, so right now I have a bit of lessons that are just like floating around in the abyss. Homeless lessons. Lessons does not exist on type course. Oh yeah, I know why. So I'm going to include modules, include lessons, and then I'm also going to include lessons. It seems like I'm being very, I know what you're thinking, but I'm just doing this for now. I am getting the same lessons twice, but it's just for now. Okay, so, all right, so these aren't homeless necessarily, but they are, and actually, what's strange, I only have one lesson, that's why. Then I have this nice details thing, which I can add a slug here, which I actually need to finish. Actually, I already finished this slide over, so I actually need to just copy it from my other. So when I go to edit a course right now, or edit a lesson, I have the proper slide over set up, which has the different things that I need. So I just need to put that there. And I'm probably going to make this into its own thing because I'm using it in new and update. It's going to be the exact same stuff. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. So instead of populating these values, I'm not going to do that. Set the default value to video, and the video URL doesn't matter. Interestingly enough, I should still have access to data.course because I'm getting this data in the layout. So now if I try to go create a new lesson, I should have all this stuff here. Awesome. And then these are my different modules. Another module, sort order. I'm going to probably make this like a drag and drop so I don't have to try to remember what order I'm going to place this in. But for now, it's just there for placeholder. And one thing that, yeah, I need to also get it, like set up some error handling and yeah. And details, reset all these. I can choose my module here. So what I'll probably do, honestly, whenever I create a new lesson, instead of this save button actually just saving the lesson, it'll probably, I'll just have it open up this panel. So then you have to fill in this information before you can submit to, just because. Okay, so I just created that. Great. Ahmed, I don't see why not. You're talking about like Django REST framework? Use whatever you want. I try not to make any recommendations unless I absolutely think something's a terrible idea. Then I would say not. But most of the time, just use whatever you're familiar with. Django is a very tested framework. I was on a Python backend kick for a while there, and then I just kept getting the syntax all jacked up, and then I started trying to add types to it, and then mixing it up with TypeScript, which actually at that point in time I was still trying to learn TypeScript, so I still am learning TypeScript really. So it was just, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it in Node because okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do some of the stuff I'm doing over here. First of all, let me what do I want to do? I want to update that courses page. Course ID or course slug. So I should be able to do /courses/lesson.slug, but I think slug is optional. Yeah, so slug could possibly be null right now, which I need to change. And if they don't provide something, I will just auto generate one. But the problem is that slugs are unique, at least I believe. Actually, they're not. But they'll need to be unique within the same course. So I don't really see myself having two slugs with the same name in the course, but there's a few different ways I could slugify the title. But I think what I'll probably do is in the new lessons page, you can do ID and slug at the same time. You're talking about auto generating them? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but what I honestly will probably just force, since this is like my admin panel, I'm probably just gonna force it be a part of the process behind creating the lesson. You can change it later, but hey Ahmed. Yeah, you could certainly do that. You'd have to just set up a mono repo. I would just probably set up like some endpoints though. But you could do like an admin dot. Right now I'm just doing I'm doing all the same. I was thinking about that actually yesterday. Yeah, it has for sure. I'm just gonna force myself to do it. Lessons new. So instead of whenever you click on that save button, I'm actually gonna make it say continue, and instead of being a submission, let's type button. I don't really need details. And we'll do dialog.open. I don't have like input validation set up I don't have validation for the like UI validation. I'm not sending any messages back to myself yet. So that's something else I have to do. It's not really fun, which is why I'm kind of avoiding. I have a proper class. I actually need to figure out how to make it work with tRPC. RJ, Have I ever tried to preload fonts? Gives an error in Svelte kit. I have preloaded fonts before. Actually, I don't know if I've preloaded them. I don't know if I've preloaded them or not. I don't remember which repo it is, but I'm doing a custom design with Tailwind. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Kevin, I still owe you a response. I know, I've been super busy. I know I owe you a response to your question you messaged me on Twitter. I haven't really got a chance to look at it, but I may get a chance here in a few to look at it. Ahmed, be helpful if you create a video course on how to structure big projects. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Actually, my buddy Coca Koala sent me a link yesterday. Give me a second. I'll bring it up. I think he sent it to me. So I'm tripping here. Probably so, has. Probably so. I have seen some cool stuff with like the automated creation of endpoints and stuff. I still don't know. I'm just kind of feeling it out, honestly. I just know it's like a technology that has become very, very popular for good reason. So yeah, it probably is overkill, to be honest, but I'm doing a lot of things that are overkill in this project. This isn't like a ship as fast as you can and with the minimum requirements. This is more of like my own little project here, which I'm just trying different things out. But I was thinking that same thing. I think I liked, the one thing I do like is just that it, like the automatic intake of Zod, which I've done that before in another project myself. But yeah, probably. Yeah, no, I see. I have seen that. But I feel like I need to, again, I'm just using it just because I want to become familiar with it. I don't really know too much about how it works behind the scenes or why it's so great. Someone just mentioned if I had tried it before, and I said, why not on this project? So I just threw it in here. I was telling somebody else, it reminds me of like Flask blueprints kind of in a way. I know I could have done this myself probably, right? My own functions. But so far it hasn't given me any issues. I'm interested to see what kind of client-side stuff I can do, if any. What I was gonna do. Okay, I already set that button to open the thing up. So now when I create a new lesson again, continue, and then we have to put in slug, and I'll make this required. The module would be the stripe overview. Actually, let me cancel this. Yeah, that's what I'm using, I'm using that right now. And also, it's also with, yeah, RJ, that's why I'm using it, because people have asked me about it. Yeah, so far it's fine, honestly, I don't really notice, like, again, because SvelteKit makes things so easy for you. I don't want to say easy. It makes things so simple with the end-to-end type safety already. But it is nice. Like, it just feels like it's less, I'm doing less stuff. I'm repeating myself less. because before I had like a ZOD, a schema validation, generic function I set up, and then I had to like do some weird stuff when I wanted to do any type of like middleware within requests. Now I haven't gotten to play around too much with middleware, but I do see auth. I know that I can build up like an auth middleware, which I already built one. Or basically I'm just passing the whole event in. I think it's similar to GraphQL, but I don't think it's the same thing, but it might be. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, which is why I'm using it. I know how to make basic queries and mutations, but I know there's a lot of cool stuff you can do too. And like, this is my entirety of my load function right here. This has, which I actually probably need to, I need to figure out how to gracefully handle errors and stuff. But right now, like this is, I don't know, it just seems pretty nice to me. I usually have functions all over the place. Await blocks makes things so simple. So query is kind of necessary. I saw Automated. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he was streaming the other day and he was actually building like, or modifying the tRPC Svelte query library. And it was pretty nuts. Basically, he was able to pass the data from the server to the client. I don't know how far he got with it, but in his case and what he was doing, it made perfect sense to me. Because the data was available before, like you don't have to run await blocks. If you're loading data on the server, await blocks aren't necessary. All the data is already available. So what he was doing was essentially passing or populating the query client with the data from the load functions before the page was rendered, or as the page was rendered. I don't know how far he got, but I think the last thing I saw was that he was like on the edge of like polluting the server side code into the clients, or mixing state, which is unideal. I forget what I was going to do again. What was I doing, everyone? Part of the Stripe overview, sort order, whatever. Video URL, I think I can leave that blank. Update lesson. And that actually needs to say create lesson. Hey, Jay Bassis, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm probably not zoomed in enough for you all. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad now. I haven't streamed in a few days, so I put my zoom back to where I normally have it. Dialog.close. And I'm using the new Svelte headless CMS. I think it was Captain Codeman made it. Yeah, it's super lightweight. Hey, Ahmed, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, I'm using Svelte Headless UI for some of these things, like the dialogue, which is what my slide over essentially is. And then I'm also using it for some other things. So right now I just have for the modals or modules. I keep saying modals. For the modules, I have a modal, which is again a dialogue. Just because I don't need a whole page for this. It's just pretty much like a tag or a category or a bucket. Also, I loved your load function video. I had no idea you can send data when it's available like that. Which part? Which one specifically? My original one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Again, there's like 10 different ways you can do the same thing. But for a while there, a couple of tutorials I watched, and when I first started learning about SvelteKit, there wasn't like, I guess people didn't realize that all those load functions, all those top level promises would be resolved at the same time. So in that case, like, you know, they thought maybe having one statement in this, like this one load function is going to hold up regardless. So there's not really an incentive to return promises. I like to make a video that dissects the order of operations and things like that as well, like what order things are ran in, and how, like in this example here, I'm storing all the data for the course underneath of this course slug directory. I'm getting the data in this layout server, and that's so I can have access to it on all the subsequent pages. Now, this isn't good for doing authentication here, but for data that you want available on all the pages underneath of it, you should get that data on the layout. Now, if you're concerned about the data being stale, then you just have to invalidate it when you make a change that updates the data. So in my cases, you know, I have some specific things like inside of this course ID here, I'm doing the same thing. If you look, I have a layout. That's where I get the course, right? That way all my lessons, my modules all have access to that course information inside of their pages without having to refetch it, right? And then when I make a change, what I'm doing is if I'm making a form action, it's gonna, without use enhance, without progressively enhancing it, it's going to reload the page. But even if you are using progressive enhancement, I'm doing it somewhere. Somewhere I'm doing it, all right? I'm not sure where on this one specifically, but oh yeah, this one right here. So since I'm updating a lesson, right, within this course ID directory, I'm adding a lesson to this, and I really don't need this anymore. Yeah, invalidate all. I can invalidate something specific too, and that's actually something I need to look into further. Because when I tried doing it before, it wasn't working the way that I thought the documentation was telling me it should work. But basically, anytime any dependency on the load function changes, anytime anything within the load function changes, that load function is going to rerun. So I think I do hear static in my mic a bit. It's like a little buzzing noise. Try this now. Okay, I think we're good. Maybe. Yeah, here. So in this case, I'm updating a lesson, which falls underneath of the course ID, right? So course ID, remember, is a layout. It's getting my course that I want to have populated in all these lessons and modules. I don't have to refetch that course ever again. Until I make a change to something that would impact the course. So when I update a lesson, obviously now my course data has changed, right? Because now one of the lessons that falls underneath that course has different data. So in that situation, I need to invalidate that. And I'm running invalidate all here, which invalidates every load function to the root of the app from this page and up. But I think I can become more specific and just invalidate like course and then set up like a depends courses. That way it doesn't invalidate everything. It just invalidates that one thing. But yeah, so then when it invalidates, it's going to re-trigger the load functions, which means my data will be repopulated. So that's how when I add a module here, and I'm actually doing this. I'm actually not using enhancing. I'm not using the enhance action on this one, which I need to. Here's my modal, and let's just set this up here. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the docs are becoming a lot better. They're still a little bit iffy in some areas, but I'm not going to complain unless I'm going to contribute. So so in this case, I'm going to do apply action results. And then actually, I don't want to invalidate all unless I have successfully added the module. So I also have Svelte French Toast here. What else do I want to say I want to do? I want to invalidate, or I want to do apply action results. I need to await that. I might be able to move apply action to the bottom, but in case error, it's just, I probably should, error should probably be rendering the error boundary. How do we update the data in a dynamic segment if all the links to next slug is in an aside which is defined in the same segment plus layout? The initial render data is shown, but when I change the new slug data is fetched on the server. Oh my God, Coca. Dude, trust me. GitLab is much easier. I will say GitLab's CI/CD pipelines are so much better. That's why actual enterprises use them. They actually make sense to me. Hey, Mr. AM, I don't really do any like versus opinions. I think just use whatever you prefer. Use whatever you prefer. You change the slug, the new data is fetched on the server, but the data is not updated in the UI. You need to do await update or invalidate all. It's Giannis. Is it Giannis? Or Giannis? I don't want to mispronounce your name, so if you let me know how to pronounce it, I'll pronounce it correctly. But yeah, you need to run invalidate all, or you need to just do await update inside of your submit function. That'll cause the load function to rerun. There's that format right here. And usually I need to actually, I'm starting to get to the point where I need to make an index file for my components because my imports are getting a little bit annoying. Okay, so that should now progressively enhance this. So fourth module. Okay, so in this case here, I don't know if I didn't return anything or what, but let me just check. Okay, so I'm throwing a redirect here. Which means I need to actually don't even think I need to do apply action on this. I think I just need to do await update. Yeah. And await update calls invalidate all for you, but it also will handle the go-tos and stuff like that, which I think actually means I can just move this here. The problem with this though is that I believe it's going to clear out my form, so it resets the form by default, whereas apply action does not. So let me refresh this page. I did create the 4th module twice, and I still need to figure out a way to delete modules. Well, not figure it out. I need to set up a way to delete them. 5th module. Okay, so that created it, but it didn't close this. So since I'm using this here, I'm pretty much intercepting the submit action. So instead of it reloading the page and then closing the module or the modal because the modal is not open when the page is first rendered, what we want to do is on success, what I want to do is I want to do a dialog.close, but on failure, I want to keep it open because I'm going to probably have some validation errors and I want to pass those to the client so I can update them without having to redo everything. So let's try this again. Okay, so our module did not close. And that's because, is this considered a success? I don't know if it's considered a success. I think it's gonna be case redirect. Yeah. This is where I need to do this. So case redirect is actually my success in this instance. Because for non-server side, you get redirected, which actually, I don't know if you really have to get redirected. There's not really a reason to redirect. There's no reason to redirect here. The reason I had that there is because I used to have that on a separate page. I'm just going to return something for the time being, just so I can get a 200 response. And this should work the way that I expect it to work now. Giannis, look at how are you accessing the data? Make sure if you're doing any destructuring, you do this. Make sure that whatever values you have set are reactive or being updated somewhere else. Did that work? Did I try another one yet? Okay, so apparently that was a fail. I'm not really sure that makes sense to me. Okay, what? Oh, whoops. Did I? I don't think I need this. There we go. Okay. Now I'm running into some issues because my page, I guess I have a max height set. But I'm going to delete some of these modules. So let me just open up Prisma Studio real quick. I do need to fix that though. It's probably my layout's jacked up over here. I don't have height screen anywhere. Oh, I have overflow hidden probably. In the module list. I don't need that. That means I have it in the lesson list too, probably. Yep. Okay. I guess right now I'm gonna add a quick way to delete these modules. So what I'll do is I'll have this pop up in modal when I click on it, and it will give me the option to either update it or delete it. And that's going to be within my modules list. I should have passed the dialogue. Actually, I can't use the same one, I don't think. So that's my create form. We'll have the main action be update module. But really, this is probably going to go inside of here. Inside of the pay or module list, because of the fact that I need access to which modal this is. But then which one does it open though? I guess I have to give it like an ID. That's gonna be ugly, I feel like. That might be a bit ugly for what I'm looking to do here. Hugos, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Nice, Coca. I actually ripped it and put it in here somewhere, I think. Already, but I appreciate your package. I'm going to use that from now on. I don't know what I want to do with this specific thing. I need to think about this. But for now, what I want to try to do is get a lesson rendered out on the client side. And let me just add some stuff here, like in H1, so I can properly make sure it's styled on the front end. I don't see myself using an H4, but maybe. This is a block quote. What else we got? We got bulleted lists. Numbered lists. Why is my overflow I don't have scroll. I need to figure that out. Oh, that would make sense. Hey, James, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is okay for now, I think. I know there's some other things I could put in here, but everything looks good. Update lesson updated, cool. We can also, with TipTap 2, you can do like real-time updates. So pretty much every time a change is made, I could update the database, but I'm going to be using like PlanetScale or some serverless database setup. And I don't know why I feel like sending a request every single time I update would be kind of excessive. But what I might do is like put a temp copy in local storage. I thought about doing that too. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I want to be able to load out on my front end. For the lessons. I no longer have a module slug, so whoops. My modules can pretty much go away. Okay, so for lessons though, I'm gonna do some weird stuff. I'm gonna need some transformations. I guess I can do that in, I actually already have some of that stuff set up. Somewhere I have this stuff set up, I thought. Yeah, here it is. But I no longer need this. Okay, so we have compile markdown. I don't need this right now anymore. But first I need to do turn down. So I need to get this installed. I think it's gonna be a dev dependency. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so how do I actually use this turn down package? Okay, seems simple enough. I just need to make a turn down service. and then call turndown service.turndown, pass in the HTML, which is going to come from my database. And from there, I'm actually not going to compile HTML string. I'm going to first do that turn down from turn down, the default export. Nice. Okay, cool. So then we can just do do I need to even do that, or can I just run it all in one? And then this will take in Markdown. And I haven't added all the cool classes and all the cool different plugins, but I will eventually. So then when I load the lesson, I first need to get it and then pass that into, and then I return I guess I can do get here. That's fine. But I want to retain everything else. I just want to update. I want to update the. Hey, what did I do wrong here? But it's not unique. Find first or throw. What's your backend? My backend is custom. It's my own backend. I don't really have an opinion about Firebase. I've used it before on a little small real-time chat app. But I don't have any real feelings about it. I'm sure it's great. Haven't been keeping up, but is there some template you use to set up Yeah, I just basically, I'm not gonna remember where that link is at. I know Coca-Cola sent me something. There's a package. It's called tRPC-spell kit. I think they have an example there that showed it, but it's not like an easy, it's not like create T3 app, I don't think. No, I never mentioned I didn't like Supabase. Never said that. I said that it couldn't do what I wanted it to do. Basically, it locks up that that user's table for good reason. No worries. I love Supabase. I think Supabase is a phenomenal product. Just for my specific use case here, and I like to use Prisma, and I do a lot of stuff on the back end first rather than just using like their client library. I don't know. Yeah, what I'm doing now, it's just, I was just getting annoyed with it. I felt like it was working against me in this situation, but it's because I'm doing something very specific. I wanted to do something very, very specific. So in that case, I decided to build my own. I'm just doing basic session magic link off. Okay, so I guess I can just, I wonder if I need to do, this is where I don't really know about tRPC yet. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do everything in here. Like, in this case, I want to get by the slug and then transform the content with the into Markdown using that helper method I just made over here. Which actually, this is probably going to be in the utils, to be honest. Because it'll apply to more than just lessons. But for now, I'll leave it in there. Do I do a get by slug and with content or something like that? Or do I do this here and I just do async? Yeah, James, to your point, there's no reason why Supabase wouldn't be more than enough. It's just because I'm stubborn, really. With the truth, it's because I'm stubborn. And I like to kind of do things a specific way. And if I can't, if I'm limited, then I just get kind of annoyed. Which is a bad trait, I think, but yeah, in some, it's because they lock that off schema down and make it really hard for you to like actually use other things other than their client library and row level security. Like, I handle all authorization myself, so I'm not relying on row level security. And really, I was just using it as like a Postgres and easy auth system. I wasn't really using it as an API for my client side. So if you're gonna do a lot of stuff in between your client and the Supabase database, I would say it can become annoying. At least it did to me. But if you're just going there, getting data, you have RLS set up, and there's a lot of front-end logic happening, then I think that's more than capable. So in this case, we're going to actually throw here. So I don't really need to worry about this not being here. So what I can do is I can say lesson.content equals await compile content lesson.content. I guess I can add a conditional here. return lesson. And I think that the only time I'm ever going to get the lesson by its slug is when I'm navigating to that page on the client. So I'm not like right now I have get set up here, which is basically how my backend, or my admin panel, I keep saying backend, but how my admin panel interacts with the lessons, it's using its IDs. And the front end is using the slugs. That's kind of a way that I can set this up. Okay. I guess now let's try to see what happens. Event.params.lesson slug. So I course slug courses/lesson slug. What was that? I don't know what it was, but okay. Okay, so I have this now. Okay, so I have an error. What happened? No course found. That sounds like my own error, so let's just where am I getting a course from? Prisma. Oh, it's that link. Okay, I know why. Wait, that's fine though. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's that link there. I know why. Courses/course.slug/lesson slug. Don't know how I didn't catch that earlier, but okay. So right now we don't have anything on the page, which is okay. I'm doing a lesson page with lesson. Cause I'm doing some weird stuff here. That's why. With my navigation and whatnot, I have like some weird navigation going on, which I'm probably about to just scratch this. Okay, so I'm interested to see content. Okay, so content appears to be Oh, okay. That's one of my lessons that which is one of the lessons I actually put effort into. I added some stuff. Welcome, that's the one. Okay, so I'm putting an iframe in here right now, which I didn't actually put a valid video URL, but this would show up show a video URL here. One thing I am noticing that's off right now is the syntax highlighting is not working. So I'm curious. Oops. Okay, so it didn't put that into a code block. But I think TipTop does though. So I can actually figure this out. So what I can do is inside of my editor, inside of the lessons or lesson ID page, I have this editor here. What I can do is in here, I'll just do a console.log content, because every time we update this thing, we're setting content to the HTML of whatever's in our editor. So what I should be able to do is refresh this page here, open up my console, so you can see here that we are in fact in a code block. We have the language TypeScript there, so it's getting parsed out somewhere else. I'm going to assume that's probably the turn down thing. Code block fence. Okay, so it looks like by default it's not fenced, it's indented. Where do I pass those options? Oh, here, okay. Oh, I see. Code block style, fenced. There we go. Beautiful. So now we have our Markdown. I don't really have a block quote style, I don't think, set up yet. Unless they turn down is also butchering that. Actually, I do have one style because I'm styling it right here. What are block quotes HTML as? Block quote, literally block quote. So I think I might have to actually set up my own like custom rule. Yeah, so I have to probably do that myself. Replacing the block quote with a, because I'm curious to see what it looks like when it gets here. Oh. Okay, so this is what content looks like when it comes into our page. Okay, so it looks like block quote gets wrapped into a P. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? And this is the Markdown. So it is actually, wait, it is being referenced or properly formatted as a block quote of Markdown. So in that case, then, is it just my styles are jacked or what? Oh, I see what's happening here. So something else I don't think I got to work was like, actually, I should just do this. There we go. Now, obviously, this isn't final form or anything, but we are able to edit things on the back end. This is an H1. Cool. Save. Then we have it here on our front end. It's taking care of all the Markdown stuff. Cool. So that's actually good. That's a big win there. Okay, I will be right back and we will move on to the next thing. Okay, I'm back. Okay, maybe I should do Vimeo. Let me grab a Vimeo link. Actually, I think I have some somewhere that I saved for this. I do have one. Sorry about that noise. Coffee maker. Okay. Yeah, so the Vimeo video renders now, which is amazing. I think I deleted a layout that I needed actually. It wasn't anything special, but the navigation layout. I also need to restrict the size of this. So all this is going to have a sidebar here on the side, which will be the course's navigation. And then this is where the course text content would go. Cool. Okay, so what's next for us? What is next? Probably being able to just like well, actually I need to figure out how to delete. I need to delete modules from here, so let me just get that going first too, actually. Okay, so my thing is when I open up a module. Oh, okay, I know what I can do. I can use a single modal here, similar to how we're doing here. And I need to make a dialog. I'm not sure if I need this many dialogues or not. I just feel like when I use one of them, it's going to open up the other one. So this may get refactored later. There's probably a cleaner way I could do that. But right now it's not a big priority of mine. So I'm going to import update modal module modal as dialog. Okay, so then I have modules. So it's going to be update module. I'll have to get the page data. So what I think I can do is I can just set one of these modules will be an empty module right now. This can kind of go away for now. And then when I click on that, what I'm going to do is I'm not only going to open the module or open the modal. I keep saying module. I'm going to open the modal, and then I'm also going to set that module as that module, so I can keep track of which one I'm using right now. So where's that link? This link. So it's actually going to not be a link. It's going to be a button. And on click, we'll set, thank you, module equals module. But I'm using, okay, so actually we're probably going to do a function here. And then we'll also call dialog.open. Okay. So that way we have the state of the current module. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm supposed to know which one I'm going to delete, right? Or which module to be tracking there. So then that form will be populated with, like, the default value for this input is going to be current module dot title. This will say update module. And I also have another one here that says delete module. And this won't be a type of submit. This will take a form action. Do I want to form action that, or do I want to just like? Yeah, because then I can just intercept that. Delete module. I think I can specify this to type of button. That way it doesn't submit the other form too. I want to say I can do this, but don't quote me on that. But I also need to pass the ID in that I want to delete. I guess I can just use this for now. Also, if you're looking at my source code on GitHub, I don't have any type of like authorization or authentication set up for this admin panel yet. So please don't like just copy it and slap it on your site. Wait until I get a bit further, because right now everything's wide open. I'm going to do all that stuff later on. I got to figure out how I'm going to set up the different roles and whatnot. But I expect all of that to come soon enough. Let's see here. What do I have wrong? And then what I'll do right now, I'm gonna intercept that submission. And for now, it's action. It's gonna be all jacked up now. Actually, I'm gonna just do this maybe and make this. No, I think that's gonna break this. What is the default display type of a anchor tag? Okay, it doesn't really, whatever, I'll fix this up later. I just want to see if this works. Okay, so I need to fix up that font size a bit. Okay, I also need to add a gap between those actions. Okay, so action is null in this case. Okay, so maybe it does need to be of type submit then. I guess that would make sense to me. That it has to be like that. Okay, there we go. So what I can do is I can set up like my own little condition here and say, actually, I don't think I even need to do that. Because I'm not actually submitting the whole form twice. I'm just submitting it once. So I'm being ridiculous over here. But I do need to create that endpoint for that action. Actually, we'll just return fail here. Do I return fail? I think in this case, I probably throw. Because I'm doing that. That means someone would have to have like manipulated the form action URL in the HTML. Otherwise, okay. So add request. Oh, wait a second. Wait, what? Oh, I know why. Nice. I do need to fix how this is laid out though a bit. So this should actually be, oh, I have text center somewhere, don't I? No, really? Flex item center. Why is this yelling at me? Am I doing something bad? Okay. Is that it? Okay, so this is the entirety of the thing. That's weird. What extension was that? This is called pesticide. It's pretty nice. I like it a lot. Just makes your life a bit easier when trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Especially if you're bad at CSS like me, it's great. I think my seat is too low or something right now. I really don't remember how to adjust this thing. I just got a new chair. Finally got my Herman Miller Aeron chair. All it cost was my entire life savings. But so far, so good. I've just opened this felt, and thanks to 2 of your videos, I have now a solid contact form with nice UI enhancement, porting existing websites to Silky this year. Hey, that's awesome to hear, Nick. That is awesome to hear. I'm probably going to redo some of those videos, my older ones from 3 months ago. For one, my mic was absolutely horrible on those videos. Whenever I listen to it, maybe you don't think so, but... And also, some slight things changed, and I've just found some better ways to do things. But I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I know. I accidentally... I had built this little tool that my coworkers and I used, and I built it in Svelte before they made the breaking change, all those big breaking changes. And I don't know why one day I decided to upgrade all my packages without even really looking into if anything changed that was that substantial, and broke everything. So then I pretty much spent a greater part of who knows how many hours trying to figure out how things are supposed to work. So I figured I would start making videos on them because it took me a while to snoop around in the source code to figure out how things are working. Okay, so I think this is good now, right? We can update modules. We can create new modules. I do need to update the sorting stuff. I'm trying to think about how I want to do that. It'd be cool to do a drag and drop. It'd be really cool to have buckets. I know that sounds really stupid and extra, but it'd be cool to have buckets of modules that I could just drop these lessons into. But that seems like something I don't really feel like diving too far into at the moment. Trying to think here what's next. I guess I could start to I didn't even figure out a way to change the sort order though. So maybe that's something I can investigate right now. So I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. So ideally I would display the sort order on the right over here and be able to drag these different things up or down. I do want that ability in this app. Be able to drag them into their different orders. And additionally, I probably want to be able to group the modules and lessons together, the ones that are associated with each other, because of the fact that otherwise, like the ordering, it will be weird. I have built a drag and drop actually. I actually have been working on a video for a drag and drop. I'll actually show you all what I've done so far. But I'm just afraid that I'm gonna get trashed in the comments because technically like there's like still some vanilla JavaScript in there. And I'm not too sure how to get around this piece. I'm not sure how to get around having this vanilla JS in here. Like I feel like there's a more svelte way to do it. But like there's a few videos out there on drag and drop stuff, but it's not really like, hey, that is true, Nick. I have learned that no matter what, there's always gonna be someone that dislikes your videos too. I have like one person that just dislikes every one of my, it has to be like the same person. Some videos I get more than one dislike, but I at least get one on every video. I think I want to have like 350 some likes and one dislike. But yeah, you just learn to kind of embrace those comments. It's me. Hey, Coca. Thanks for keeping me humble, man, honestly. No, it is nice. I mean, like, again, being able to see the likes and dislikes on my end, at least, are nice. I do see, I guess, why YouTube did go away with dislikes. It is kind of annoying when it comes to being able to sniff out BS or not. I'm shocked you have so few subs compared to views. Yeah, well, believe it or not, my like subscribers watch, like the amount of people that watch my videos that are subscribed is actually really high. So look at analytics and we look at, what is it? Content? I think it's audience maybe. Like this is such a high percentage of watch time from subscribers. Like most of the time when I see people that put this, they put this like a screenshot of this in their videos to kind of demonstrate like, hey, look, you're not, most of you guys aren't subscribed, but in reality, like almost 50% or 40%, over 40% of watch time comes from subscribers, which is pretty high. Yeah, it's been growing pretty substantially. Like the channel has been too. I was showing the guys this the other day. If I look at last 90 days, like you can see the subscribers are slowly like starting to go to like daily subscribers are going to higher and higher levels. But yeah. Yeah, Coco, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. I'm very thankful for everybody that clicks on my videos. It means a lot. Oh, back to the drag and drop. So this drag and drop isn't just your regular drag and drop. This is pretty much custom made. I just need to find a more svelte way to do it. It's also pretty buggy. Actually, let me run it real quick. So it has this. This is the feature that I like need in a drag and drop. It doesn't feel right to me if it doesn't like show me where it's gonna go. It's not working all the way because I can't, for some reason, I can't drag it on top of a, I haven't dug too far into this, but I haven't, I can't drop on top of, at the very top of a bucket that I'm not originally coming from. Like this bucket here, I can drag on top of just fine, but in this one I can't, and in this one I can't. But I do like the ability to like see where I'm dragging it into. Cause like just doing a regular drag and drop, that's pretty simple. That's like would take me 3 minutes to make a video on that, but this is a bit more complex. On top of that, I'm not just using like a simple array in the code. I'm using like what you would actually probably have in a database data structure. Like you have buckets, or in this case of my app right now will be modules. And then inside of the modules, you have lessons or items, and they're their own objects. It's not just an array you're just dropping and appending to another array. That's, but yeah, something's messed up with my algorithm here. On top of this, I couldn't get like the TypeScript to quit yelling at me here. And then I kind of just like gave up on it one day. But this is in the pipeline for something, because it really is not like that much code though. When you look at this, it's not anything crazy. So do you need like a Svelte D&D? How big is that package? I may use it for the time being in this project just because I'm feeling lazy when it comes to this. It's pretty headless though, right? It looks pretty headless. Can you do like what I was just doing where I can drag over top of another thing and it will show me where it's going to go? Nice. It does. Okay, cool. And it's using transitions for that. Nice. Yeah, so basically they just did all the hard work. It doesn't seem, how big is this thing? Doesn't seem too big, right? I guess I have my, what's it called? I have my import costs. I usually disable it when I'm streaming because it's just distracting, but is this it right here? Svelte D&D action. Okay, nice. They're doing the exact structure. That's awesome. Very similar structure to what I was going to do. Good. Okay, cool. It's a bit slower than I would like. I do want that animation to kick off faster, but I'm pretty sure they probably let me adjust that, right? I would assume. Awesome. Hey, Nick, no worries. It'll be online later. Yes, it will. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Also, Coca, I got really annoyed with having to keep doing planet scale deploys and pushes and approvals during development. So I'm just using like a local Docker, a local Postgres, or I'm sorry, MySQL Docker image for development. And then I'll just push, once I'm ready to push the actual thing live, I'll just start dealing with that. I'm assuming that's probably what they meant for you to do anyways, but Okay, where am I console logging at? Let's get rid of that. Descalers. Yeah, I was using a dev branch, but my content wasn't like updating in it until I deployed it. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I very well could have done something entirely wrong. But I was using a dev branch. But it's like my content wasn't actually uploading, or I wasn't actually able to see my content until it was in production. Again, I could be tripping. I don't know. But yeah, I basically kept doing like, I did like 20 deploy requests in a matter of an hour. While I was pushing, maybe I was. No, I was doing npx Prisma push, or DB push. It would push to my dev branch. But the content I was viewing in my app wasn't that. Maybe it was. Again, it was late at night. I may have just been stupid, but I was like, there's no way this is how it's supposed to be. So I just said, screw it, and just flipped. But I'm going to deploy to planet scale, so I probably should learn that. Now you guys are making me feel even more stupid. Thanks. You're supposed to lie to me, Coco, you know? Make me feel better. But what I was doing at first, I kept like re-promoting and recreating branches. Which is pretty pathetic and embarrassing for me to even admit, but I will say I didn't read the docs, so it's my fault. I just got an error, Googled the error, and then just like followed the first Stack Overflow comment. And then I did that like 3 times, and I was like, there's no way this is like realistic. Anybody's using this shit live. What was I going to do? Drag and drop. Did I already install that? We need to have an intervention about reading docs. I usually read them. I just like to read them like a little bit, and then I just go into it. Because if I just try to read them all the way through, I'll forget what I read by the time I actually start doing it. And everything worked, like the initial Prisma setup worked. I'll follow the docs for that. I realized I need to set up those indexes and stuff like that, but when it came time to like making my data available, that's when I just kind of went down a rabbit hole of trying things that didn't work. My question is though, beautiful. Hey, give me 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. Good catch. Okay, let's see here. Basic example. Okay, so what I need to do is so what I'll have to do is I'm gonna have to update the sort order. So I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. So for now, I'm just gonna put this at the very bottom. Was this a drag event? Let's see, actually, I'll look it up. Okay, so the interesting thing is that I'm gonna have to update a lot of records, right? So if I move one thing up, let's say I have sort order number 3 at the bottom of my lessons, I drag it to the top, it becomes sort order 1 becomes sort order 2. Sort order 2 becomes sort order 3. And then I have to update the database with all of that information. Which shouldn't be like too crazy to implement. So, okay, I'm gonna have a few different things going on here. So I'm probably gonna use a component for this, because I'm gonna do one of these per module. Okay. This is GitHub Dark, I think. Yeah, it's GitHub Dark. Okay, so this will be a module drag and drop, right? So each module, its items are really going to be lessons. I'm just going to say items. And then what I'll do is I will set God, this looks like a mess. Looks like a 2-year-old took a crayon and okay, items equals, we're gonna do lessons.map wow. Thank you, Copilot. But it's not gonna be lesson ID, it's gonna be lesson sort order, which is supposed to be unique. I can do like a, can I put like a function in here? Like count or something? Trying to think about how to do this. Well, I guess I can just use the index as a sort order. So really, I can just do ID and just use the index. But my question is, though, is right now, like the IDs aren't going to be in order. Or they're only going to be out of order for this first time. So I'm thinking the problem is going to be to like, I guess I could do like a random number. Like give the new one a random number that's like greater than 10,000, but then actually I can just get the count. I can get the count. And then when I create a new one, I'll just make the sort order count plus 1. right? Does that make sense to everybody here? Or am I tripping? James, correct. On the server side code only. You don't want to import that into your client. So as long as it's .server, what I usually do just to protect myself even further is I'll put Prisma in lib/server. So like here's my Prisma object here. That way, I'm pretty sure SvelteKit will throw if you try to import something that's within a if it has server in its path. That way, it doesn't even let you like build or run it. Okay, so all these have unique sort orders now. So what I need to do though, before I move forward, is in the what is it? It's actually gonna be in my tRPC routes. Count lessons, and I'll also just say modules is true as well. And I also want to put the count here. I know this is like duplicating things, but I'm probably going to clean it up later. Maybe not. Can I do this? Oh, whoops. Jinka, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching. Okay, so now we'll have the total count of lessons and modules. Which means I need to update my type. So I have these auto-generated types, and so far they've been useless to me because of the fact that I just need to do I need to infer the type. Where is that? Hey, thanks, Ada. I appreciate that. No worries. Yeah, I like the theme a lot. It also is nice because it lines up with GitHub, or it's supposed to at least. Okay, I'm trying to figure out, there's a way I can do this. I've done this like 10 times now. I just can never remember where it's at. Where is that? It's gonna hurt my feelings if I can't find it. Oh, this is it. Okay, partials. Okay. Actually, wait. Won't tRPC give me that type? I think they'll just give me that return type. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, no. I have to do like type of. Let me think about this for a second. Wait, maybe it will. It does. Okay, cool. Cool. So I can use this count here. When I'm creating a new lesson, I don't even really want to give the user, I guess I can pre-populate that. So if I go to lessons new, where's my sort order field? Sort order right here. So by default, instead of doing this, what I'll do is we have access to data here, which means we have access to the course. I guess I can make this available to be changed here. I'm trying to think if that's a good idea or not, if I should just restrict it to the drag and drop. This is my own thing, so it's more of like a how stupid am I going to be type of thing. I think for now, I just trust myself a little bit, so we'll see. I'm probably going to regret that. Data.course.lessons. Lessons, which should be a number, +1. Oh, I can, Coco? I did not know that. Okay, awesome. Good to know. Good to know. Right now, I don't think I need it. Yeah, Yeah, I don't think I need it yet, but I might. Okay, so now let's just see what this looks like. It's I made a module D&D, so I need to I suppose I also need the module too, probably, if I'm going to do any type of like form actions. Over here. I guess I should probably add more lessons, huh? I guess I'll probably just add them all to one first. So let me just add them all to this Stripe overview module. Okay, so now we have our one little drag and drop here. Wow. So pretty. Absolutely just stunning, you know? The work people do for us to make our lives easier. I do need to add some padding this. So what I'm thinking about doing is, the reason I just did it down here is I'd like to just do that up here, right? We'll just drag this up, right? I already have this set up decently. This is not how it's going to look at the end of the day. I just added some little metadata things. I got to figure out what's important to me when the time comes, but I think we could wrap this or use that container as the action zone. But I'd have to change the way I'm rendering things. So I'd have to render I guess I have to render out like this. Instead of saying modules, would say the module name, and then all the lessons would be here. Then I could have a button that says edit module, new lesson. That lesson would automatically get populated with that module's stuff. I think that makes most sense to me. Okay, so instead of doing modules here, I'll do the page heading is going to be module.title. We'll have two buttons. One will be new lesson. One will be edit module. I'm gonna have to have two different dialogues on this page, but that's okay. For now, they're both just gonna open the same thing. Actually, new lesson is actually gonna go to and what I'll do is I'll actually just pass in a search param, and I'll say module equals module.id. That way I can go ahead and pre-populate that on that lesson when I get there. When I go create that new lesson, I'll just populate the value of the module with this. Okay. And then underneath of that, so I'm going to have a div here, which is going to hold, actually this module list is actually going to become my like module drag and drop. And then this will say no lessons yet. Wait. If data.course.modules.lessons.length is greater than 0, we're going to use the lesson list. Lessons data.course.module. Actually, we'll just do module.lessons.length. Lessons will be module.lessons. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, it's not defined. Lessons list. No lessons yet. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So we have the Stripe overview lessons. I need to make those buttons. Why are those buttons so big? Oh, it's because I'm zoomed in so far. You'll still see this okay if it's like this? This doesn't matter. I can just zoom it on in. It's okay. I know this kind of bothers me that this is like not aligned, but when I move this lessons over, it looks stupid with the lines, but I'll figure that out. And then for now, I'm just going to hide the other lessons here. Just going to comment them out for the time being. Okay, so now I'm able to drag and drop these. I'm able to drag this on top of this, yada, yada, yada. So what I need to do is I basically need to convert the lesson list into that D&D component. Or do I have a wrapper around this even? This would be my, or this UL would probably be my D&D zone. And then the list items would be the things I'm moving around. And again, I guess I'll set the items still so I can just use each items. Will the Pocket Base series continue? Possibly. Once they have like a solid deployment / migration or an easier deployment migration option, then I'll make the video on that. Right now, without extending the framework, it's pretty challenging to like run CI/CD pipelines. But apparently it's in the works and it's going to be better soon, but okay, so I'm reconstructing items. It can have whatever I want, right? It doesn't have to just have an ID. Let's find out. Okay, so it just has to have an ID. Hey, no worries. Thank you. I appreciate you hanging out. Okay, but it's not necessarily going to be sorted by the... Like, I can just use ID. It just has to be unique. So really, send this LI would be my, right here. Each lessons as lesson. But I would do each items as item. Item.id as the key. And then it looks like we're doing the animate flip here on the LI potentially. And then we'll change lesson to item. I feel like that's a little bit weird, but okay, fine. Okay, so beautiful. Look at that. Whoa. That's just remarkable. Honestly, it's quite remarkable. Actually, I need to sort that items array by the sort order first. And I think I can actually sort them right on Prisma. Order by. Yep. Order by. Yo, what emote is that? Hold on, let me see if I can open this up. A sugar glider pogging. That's exactly me right now. Except I have stevia instead of sugar. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to update this stuff accordingly. So first things first, when I list the courses, we're including these when I get a course. I probably should just sort it by order ID anyways, like always. Ascending, or wait, ascending, yeah. You use plain Tailwind for the Dragon? No, I used the library. I used Svelte D&D. I have gotten pretty close to doing it myself before, but that was like ridiculously easy to do just now. And it's pretty smooth. Oh yeah, sorry I didn't see your all's messages there. Both of you all asked that same question. I didn't realize. I'm eventually gonna like filter this stuff. I'm eventually gonna clean this up and like figure out how I want to handle the lessons. If I want to like include them here, if I want to require it be put into a module before you can create it. But for now, I'm just getting everything. Okay, so now they should be in order of their sort order. So right now we have, let's see here. Welcome, environment setup, and Stripe walkthrough. So on this page, they should be the exact same too. I broke something. Oh, I'm trying to import module D&D. I'm using it right now. Anez dev. I'm using it right now. Okay, so I'm going to put all of these in module 2. Okay, so, and we have welcome, M setup, and Stripe walkthrough. So if I change this to 1, this to 2, or I'm sorry, this to 2, this to 1, this to 3, it should go end setup, welcome, and then stripe walkthrough when I refresh the page. It does. Okay, awesome. I feel like I should start at 0. I feel like that may assist me in my sorting, considering items as an array. Okay. So when I handle D&D finalize, when I drag something up here, what is being console logged? We have finalize. Consider, I'm assuming is ran as I'm dragging it over. Yeah, as I'm considering where to move it. I don't really care about that, to be honest. Do I need that? I guess I should probably look at the docs. I'm building my own backend, 0x90. I didn't really get to use AppWrite too much just because they don't have a good server-side rendering. I'd have to like build out my own auth helper for it. I just didn't have the time. But I would use either Pocketbase or Swoopbase. Both of them are great. If it's just for fun, I would probably use Pocketbase, but if I'm trying to make money off it, I'd probably use Swoopbase. If I'm going to do like a SaaS, I'm probably going to use Swoopbase just because they can scale. Well, Pocketbase can scale it too. It's just that Swoopbase has like enterprise support. So if your app blew up all of a sudden, their engineers would help you scale. And it's managed. Whereas Pocketbase is self-managed, self-hosted, self-managed. Swoopbase is, it can also be self-hosted, but I like them both the same though. I think that they have different things that I would use them for, but yeah, of course. Okay, so items becomes e.detail items. So when I finalize it, when I drop that bad boy, now I hit this. Okay, I now have welcome as my first one again. So then what I need to do is basically I need to let me think about this for a second. So there's like, I know an easy way I could do it. I don't know if that's the most ideal way to do it or the most optimized way to do it. But I could, of course, do like this. Right? So now I have the sort order updated, which might be the most simple. Otherwise, I would need to like find which part changed, because obviously I don't need to look through the whole list. I just need to find out what was shifted, right? Because everything after that thing was dropped into shouldn't have to change. Or should have to change, but everything else won't. Everything before it won't, right? So if I move welcome up here, stripe walkthrough doesn't need to change. But yeah, it's not worth it right now. But in this case, I am going to I think I want to do this. I guess I could just make a request. I guess I could set up like an endpoint for this, or how do I want to do this? I can also hit my action, but I think my action requires me to have form data submitted to it. I could do, I don't know if this is actually gonna work or not. I think I've tried this once and I think it told me to go away. And by go away, I mean it told me I'm not allowed to do that. This is called error lens. Error lens, like git lens, but error lens. I actually just installed this the other day, but it's pretty nice because it pretty much screams at you if you have an error, which I need if I ever want to fix them. Okay, so I'm making a post request to update sort order of my current page, which is the courses page. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this or not. I might have some type of like cores issue or something going on. But for now, I'm just going to do update sort order. Okay, that does work. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't. Actions expect form encoded data. I guess I could put it in a form. Is it even worth it, or should I just make an endpoint? I'm probably just gonna make an endpoint. I'm being difficult here. Doesn't tRPC create endpoints for me though? Yeah, Coca, that's what I'm thinking too. This is my own thing. I'm not anti-JavaScript. I just try to use form actions first wherever I can. But if it's something like a drag and drop, it's like, sorry. You can manually change the sort order if you want for every lesson, but I thought, doesn't this automatically generate like API routes for all of my routes, Koga? Like, isn't there behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure there's like a route created for each one of these different things. Oh, that's what I need. That's what I was missing. The missing piece. I think I actually already have that. I do already have client. Cool. Okay, so then I import it from that. And then I just say await tRPC page. Interesting. Greeting query. Very well. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have to do an update many. I think I can do that, right? With Prisma. Sure can. Where are you from? I'm in Florida. That's where I live right now. But USA. What about you? I guess I would do where module. Module ID is this. I would update the data. But I think I'm gonna have to make, like, I don't want to do one bulk update to all of them. I think I'm gonna have to do like a promise.all type of thing. I could also just like replace. I wonder if I could do like an upsert or update. I wonder if I could update like the lessons. Yeah, I'm wondering. So it would be a part of courses, be modules. Like if I did update lessons, I wonder if I did like a T procedure input, it would take in an array of lessons, right? it would take an array of lessons. I don't know if this is even like really a good idea or not, but this seems like, to me, it seems like okay. Oh, okay. So this is the way we could do it. This is one way. Or we just replace all the lessons. I don't know if I can even do that. I wonder if that's even a thing. Like if I were to instead do if I just took an array of lessons, right? I wonder if I could do like p dot module dot update, where ID is going to be the module ID, whatever. We would say data lessons input. No? Update. It still wants me to do this. I wonder which is the best way to do this. I'm kind of thinking like a promise.all might be okay. Doesn't seem like a great way to do it. But let's just first see if it works. So this is something weird's going on here. Wait, what? I don't want to update the lesson ID though. I want to say I don't need to do anything. The sort order already updates, doesn't it? I already have the latest sort order. That was Dota. That was GitHub Copilot's work, okay? Not me. I think he was just trying to like replace the key. I don't know, maybe clean up after it. I don't know what I was trying to do. This might work. I wonder if it should be under lessons though instead of modules, but this is where a module, so this one's gonna be where module ID is what's my schema's messed up right now. That's what the issue is. But really all I need to update is the sort order though. So I don't really need to do all of this craziness here. So I should probably move this into lessons. Okay. Let's see here. So we'll just make a actually, no, I'm going through the lesson. So it's gonna be ID is lesson ID. Wait a minute. This is for my CRM. Coca. Oh, whoops. Has no call signatures. Hey, what's up? Your name is red. I can barely see it. Elderak, what's up? Welcome to stream. What does that mean? What are you telling me? Yeah, I'm just trying it out. I've never actually used tRPC before up until like a few days ago, so I'm pretty much a noob when it comes to it, but this expression is not callable. Why not? Do I need to pass more stuff in here? Oh, maybe I don't need to do page. Wait. Oh, I need to do dot mutate. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm an idiot. Thanks. I just want to see what happens here when I do this. It's probably not going to work as I expect, but it's worth a shot. Did that just work? It did work. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fine. 0, 1, 2. I started at 0. Yeah. Okay, wow, that's good. That's awesome. It works. I wonder how I need to learn how the authentication piece works on this. Authorization authentication piece works. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to use middleware, but is he gonna rip that out of my... I'm assuming this is just sending a request to some made up endpoint that they made. I can actually probably verify that right now. Stop being a noob. So then it will have access to my session then, or my cookie. My session cookie here is sent along with this. Awesome. Wow, that's really cool. Yep, I certainly plan to. Okay. Time is it? It's almost 6. All right, everybody. That's gonna do it for me today. I'm gonna go walk my dogs. Chill out the rest of the evening. Got a good amount of stuff done today. Looks pretty cool. Very happy with this. It wasn't too complicated to implement either. I do want to change the fact that it lights up yellow like that, but yeah, we'll keep it short today. I guess short is 3.5 hours, but yeah, feels short. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys next time.